Engine Company 78 right across Waveland. They were not summoned last night, but they did have to call the fire department in Cincinnati.
Game played on. They evacuated that section beneath that smoke. It shoots flame when it throws a 95-mile-an-hour plus heater. Ironic that the batter at the time was Joe Panic when the fire started.
Here we go, 6th inning. Too bad it wasn't Milwaukee. Mike Fiers. Justin Smoke.
Let's see you working.
Josh Fogg.
Coco Crisp.
Marte on an 0-2 inside. He's 1 for 2. He hit one to the warning track for an out, and then picked up an infield single. Stole a base in the 4th.
Pitchers pitching a very competitive ball game here. Cubs with a 1-run lead here in the top of the 6th. Both teams have had their chances. These guys have had to pitch out of a couple of jams.
Left field corner for Marte. He's at second with no outs.
Yeah, 2 base runners in the 4th. They had back-to-back singles after 1 out, and then last inning a couple of more knocks. And Lester able to work out of those situations. Now he's faced with his leadoff double by Marte.
Bring up Gung, first year here after 9 years in the Korean baseball organization. He's played for the Unicorns, the Heroes, the Pirates. Inside corner, 0-2. That's a good nickname, the Heroes.
High expectations. Called the Heroes.
I would think so.
A little higher than like the Lansing Lugnuts.
They have a team called the Villains. The Heroes versus the Villains. I guess the Pirates are kind of like that, right? In a way. 1-2. Hit the mitt, but off the plate. 2-2. One with you on the 3 jersey day. Both starting pitchers working up a lather on this warm afternoon. A little muggy. Bounce to third. Marte is going to hold it second as Bryant takes care of Gung. 1 out.
Marte thought about it, then decided just to drop anchor and settle in at second base. If he was thinking about stealing third base, this would be the time to do it with 1 out.
Now, is that read for Marte? And we saw Castro heading over to third to back up Bryant. Because Bryant's momentum's going in, that's a tougher read for a runner at second, right? I mean, if Bryant is kind of going back and has a long throw off balance, it's a little easier to take off for third. Yeah. It's a much shorter throw for Bryant. And ultimately, I think the right read by Marte.
Yeah, and it just takes a little peek from the third baseman here to stop his momentum. That's the key. And Bryant didn't really give him one, but defensively, that's what you're supposed to do. Make sure that guy stops and is forced to restart if he wants to try to get that extra 90 feet.
There he goes, and Hart fouls, but Marte got a pretty good jump.
Yeah, and that's the problem. If you don't go early, you know, the hitter can't take a strike here and be down 2 strikes. I mean, he is ultimately because he fouled it off. But he's looking to do some damage to drive in the run. So for Clint Hurdle and the marching orders were for Marte to try to steal that base, you would prefer he'd do it earlier.
Swing and a miss. Throw goes back to second. Safe. Ooh. Marte took off for third, then put on the brakes. Hart struck out, and Ross almost nailed the runner. And he got back in.
Is Marte, I guess he just stumbled and decided to stop, or was he just trying to take an aggressive secondary lead off there? Worth the challenge if you had a challenge?
No. I don't think so. Do you?
Couldn't really tell.
I think it was a low, late tag by Russell. Hey, MLB.TV Premium is #1 for streaming live sports. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Sean Rodriguez, foul strike. He homered in the third. That's the Pirates' only run to date. Deep breath by the lefty. Big leg kick. 0-2. Nothing cheap about that one.
Yeah, you know, you don't think of Rodriguez as a big home run hitter, but when he hit that home run against Kyle Hendricks earlier this year, Joe Madden after the game said, yeah, he's got legitimate pop. You got to be careful with him.
He went. Lester gets out of it again. Leadoff double, but Marte ends up marooned right there at second base. 2-1 Cubs.
Kickstart your perfect summer with a trip to Plains Farm and Fleet. In our lawn and garden department, you'll find everything you need to take the work out of yard work. So there's more time for fun. Plains Farm and Fleet. Genuine value.
My challenge? I don't have time to go back to school to get the skills I need for a career.
My challenge? I have bills, so I can't quit my job to go back to school.
Feeling life's challenges? Brown Mackey College could be your solution. Pick up the phone right now and call 1-866-302-3013. Representatives in your area are standing by now. Find out how taking one course a month can prepare you for a career in the healthcare, business, technology, or legal fields. Why wait? Call Brown Mackey College right now at 1-866-302-3013.
Henry Repeating Arms is a family-owned business. My family has been in the gun business since 1911.
At Henry, we make sure every part of every rifle is made in America.
Like gun barrel quality steel from Ohio, extruded steel and brass castings from Pittsburgh, and the finest American walnut from Missouri.
We take pride in making state-of-the-art rifles that are made right here in the USA.
We machine our own barrels, our own bolts, and deliver an American-made rifle that you would be proud to own.
Order a Henry rifle today and own your own piece of American history.
Pretty good.
Call now for a free Henry catalog and a list of dealers in your area, plus a free decal. Call now.
Let's take a look at the Dunkin' Donuts Band Cam. America runs on Dunkin'. Well, not quite sure why, if there was any sort of injury, but the Pirates have taken Corey Hart out of the game. So Gregory Polanco's now playing right. Rodriguez moves to first, and a very rough day for Corey Hart. A 5-4-3 double play and 2 strikeouts with men in scoring position. Also an error on defense. And ball 2 on Castro.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an injury issue with Hart or if it's just to tighten things up defensively. Polanco in the outfield, Rodriguez moving to first.
3-0. The knees right down the middle. Not down the middle, but it caught enough of the plate, and it's full.
Yeah, he's been able to make that pitch frequently here this afternoon, and boy, that's just nasty.
Lifted to deep center. Not as deep as I thought. McCutcheon with the catch. Wind has shifted a little bit. It's like a little right to left action now. Coghlan 0 for 2, but has had a good homestand in that Mets series. He homered and also took the bases loaded walk in the 9th to win the game. And he fouls.
Cole at 94 pitches now, so perhaps finish this one in one more, depending on how it goes.
I'm guessing we wouldn't see Radames Liz.
No, I think Liz is probably down. And I'm not sure who Clint Hurdle has available over there today. Caminero, perhaps. The new kid, Moscon.
Coghlan could not hold. That's a strikeout. So 7 now for Cole. Well, with the bleachers reopened, a huge crowd today. This is the largest so far this season here at Wrigley Field. 38,883. Inside on Soleri's 1 for 2. 247 in April, 309 so far here in May.
On base all day yesterday. 2 walks and a single. Well, ultimately 4 walks. His last 2 trips he was intentionally walked.
Chopper up along third. It's going to kick foul. Yeah, we probably haven't talked enough about how crazy that game was in extras. The bottom of the 10th and the bottom of the 12th. It was like an exact carbon copy except for the finish. I mean, you had Montero singling to the right side to get Castro to third. You had Soler intentionally walked. So you had the same exact base runners, same exact hitter at the plate, almost the same exact
same exact
ball.
guy. David Ross out on deck both times. And Caesar, the hitter, hit that little shallow pop into right field on both occasions. First time, Polanco caught it. Castro Tag tried to score. He was thrown out. And then the next time, Polanco stumbled, fell, and the Cubs won. Depending on which Cub fan you talk to, that stumble was caused either by Ron Santo or Ernie Banks. Some kind of divine intervention.
Yep. Line over. A leaping Neil Walker on 98 miles an hour. Soler with a base hit.
Well, he went to right field first time up. This time he stays inside the ball. They're trying to throw that paint fastball down and away, but it leaks back over the heart of the plate. But at 98 miles an hour, still a challenge. Soler, he hits fastballs and he hits line drives. A good example of both right there. Heater at 98, solid line drive base hit.
So we had the homer and the Gloman back in the 30s with the stumble and the what? Got to come up with some name for that instant classic. Here is David Ross.
Hey, you just locked me up. I'm going to be grinding away on this one for a while now.
The pitch. Low, ball 1.
I feel bad for the kid, you know, to lose the game that way.
Yeah, and I thought he had blown out his knee or something, and fortunately, I think only his pride was injured.
Polanco plop.
Polanco's actually had a couple of bad finishes here early in the season. This is the slip, the fall. Now you go back to April 9th. This actually was called an error. I don't know if he got a good break on that Marlon Byrd liner, but it was dipping, clanked off the glove. Reds win.
The game against Cincinnati, much more difficult chance for him. And, you know, interesting, and, you know, the first go around, as we mentioned, Castro tagged and tried to score on a shallow fly ball. And you could see watching the footwork there from Polanco, he was positioning himself to make a throw. So I don't know if Castro going the first time kind of led him to believe that he was probably going to try it again. I mean, any good outfielder would position himself to make a throw anyway.
Ross swings and misses to end the inning. So we'll go off to the 7th. Pitcher's duel here. 2-1 Cubs.
Huge
red tag selection, huge red tag savings. Now's the time to buy at Erickson Chevrolet Buick. Right now, get huge red tag savings on over 500 new Chevys, Buicks, certified pre-owned and used cars and trucks. Plus, Erickson gives you a 100,000-mile warranty, 2 years free maintenance, free OnStar, and free Sirius XM radio. Don't miss the huge red tag savings happening now at Erickson Chevrolet Buick in Milan, where you're number one.
Spring is the time to refresh and get all those things that need repair or replacement up and running. Need to fix your AC, roof, water heater? We can help you get it done. Think Sun Loan. No matter how much you need, our friendly staff will get you a loan that's right for you with monthly payments that you can afford and no payday loan traps. It's that easy. And when you come to Sun Loan, bring a friend or two. We will take care of you when they get an approved loan from us. Now you know. Go to a Sun Loan office near you.
This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Who are you?
It's Barry.
Tuesday in the Quad Cities CW. Tuesday.
Who's that?
Rebecca Hinton, a journalist / raging alcoholic. You did hear me say she was an alcoholic.
You're donezo.
Why can't I figure this out?
You'd think with all the drinking, you'd be incredibly sharp.
You're drunk.
You're drunk.
iZombie. Tuesday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.
Discover marvels on the Mississippi River in the Quad Cities.
We support tourism and the Quad Cities Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, one of the best pure hitters around, a career .305 batter, 4 batting titles, 2 with the Cubs, a couple more with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's Bill Madlock. Mad Dog, good to see you. How are you?
Oh, really good. It's fun watching the team this year.
Yeah, it sure has. Chris Bryant, Addison Russell, these kids, the approach, pretty impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it is. You know, see them adjust from game to game and from facing the pitcher the first time to the second time. It's amazing how mature some of these young guys are.
John Lester here in the 7th facing Chris Stewart. Jordy Mercer is on deck. Looks like he'll bat for Garrett Cole. We mentioned as we started, Cole 6 career starts against the Cubs, all wins. Right now trailing 2-1. See Ross waving Chris Bryant, telling him to move back a couple of steps, and Stewart bounces that one off his foot.
And that cutter in, it's a pitcher right-handed hitter, will hit on the ground in that direction quite often.
So did you, all right, natural grass or turf? You played on a lot of both in your career.
I like natural grass because my knees still hurting from the turf.
Yeah, not a lot of artificial turf left. What, Toronto and Tampa? Probably it, right, JD?
Well, I think just Toronto. I don't know if you want to call that stuff in Tampa Bay natural grass.
Well, yeah, so the speedy guys that chopped the ball on the ground and they took advantage of the turf. But the line drives play anywhere, right?
Right.
I mean, that's your game.
You know, especially playing here, you got to learn how to hit line drive because the wind affect you a lot here.
Yeah, and the grass back in the day too was
a little thick,
pretty bushy.
Yeah. We didn't have the speediest infielders.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Stewart. And he stays alive. Pretty impressive stuff. How about that? The Cubs since 1940 to hit over 330 a couple of times. That's your serious look right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's your I'm here to hit.
Yeah.
I'm all business. And look out Mercer as Stewart fouled that one to the on deck circle.
Getting into the later stages of this game, did you have, when you saw a pitcher for the 3rd or 4th go around in a game, did you have a certain game plan or?
Well, we just look, maybe lose a little bit off that fastball, and that's what we look for, you know. And, but the left-handers, they're a little more crafty. They start about the same speed, they end with the same speed, you know, especially throwing a cutter, a little this and a little that, like Randy Jones.
Foul through the bullpen. I'm sure you get asked this a lot, Bill. Who was the toughest guy you faced?
Oh, Steve Carlton by far.
Not even close, huh?
Not even close. Him and Koosman was basically the same type of pitcher, that slider down and in. So those guys are tough.
I'm glad you mentioned Koosman. He's kind of underrated.
Yeah, he's underrated as a
career.
pitcher. Yes.
Bryant to Rizzo. All right, I have your career splits. Do you know what they are? Left, right?
No. I know it wasn't too. I didn't hit lefty.
All right, so this is good. So what would your guess be? That you were better against righties or lefties?
I would think I was better against righties.
Okay. Well, you hit .305 against righties. You hit .305 against lefties. Your on-base percentage within 7 points. You're slugging within 30. You were the same guy.
Oh, same guy. But
didn't matter.
But I had to make it up when I wasn't facing Carlton and
just memories of Carlton. Yeah, kind of.
Well, your answer is interesting because when I talk to a lot of guys, their answer seems to be more about comfort than it was what the actual results were. Right? So some guys will say, gosh, I hated facing that guy. And you're like, wait a minute, you're 12 for 38 against this guy or whatever.
Well, they make you work. You make you concentrate. When you're playing the better teams and better pitchers, you're more into the game.
And it may be some of those soft tossing lefties you thought I should just wear this guy out. So.
All right. You want to know what you did against Steve Carlton?
What?
You hit .311. With an OPS of .835, 3 home runs and 131 plate appearances. You did all right. You had a higher batting average against Carlton than you did the rest.
How many times did I strike out, though?
Probably, let's see.
See, Carlton's on a telecast somewhere going, Bill Madlock used to wear me out, man.
Yeah, I think you faced him more than anybody. You struck out 19 times. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad. But I didn't feel comfortable, like you said, it wasn't comfortable.
Now, is there anybody that you saw a bunch of that you said, yeah, I owned this guy?
I can't recall. You know, I can't remember yesterday. You know, we're talking about 30 years ago.
That's not fair.
Negro, I couldn't hit him. I know the knuckleballer.
Yeah.
You know, Phil was a little tough. Joe was a little easier because he threw the hard one.
Swing and a miss. 2 down. Lester trying to finish strong. Over 100 pitches now. Yeah, I'm struggling to find somebody you really didn't have success against. Randy Jones, you mentioned him, 179.
Yeah.
Scott Sanderson, he went 7 for 42. But there's a lot of 367s. Jerry Royce, he had 414.
Yeah, he was caged.
29 for 70. You were 1 for 8 off the guy sitting next to you, but the hit was a home run.
Oh.
You remember giving up a home run to Bill?
I gave up so many, so many.
And I didn't hit that many to remember.
1-0 on Josh Harrison. Bounce towards center. Russell will just knock it down. Infield hit for Harrison.
Probably didn't have a play anyway, but man, that kid is fun to watch play. I don't know how much you've had a chance to watch him, but
Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be a good one. He knows the game, too. That's one.
Did you ever have to deal with a position shift?
No,
kind of. No, you were there and stayed there, and
everybody just stayed there. You know, it's changed a lot. You know, they got a lot more data on everybody now where they hit the ball. We just started when I started coaching, but now they got just so much of what guys hit in certain situations. And, you know, pretty much is right on the money.
Here is Neil Walker. Pretty good lead by Harrison. And a strike call toward the outside. So as a former Pirate, you had to feel good for them. Back-to-back playoff years after 20 seasons under 500.
Yeah,
it's a good baseball town.
It's a good baseball, outstanding stadium.
Runner goes, a little tapper, and another infield hit to keep this inning alive.
Well, Harrison's ball was pretty well hit. This just a little roller by Neil Walker. And Vespazio's going to come out and talk with Lester. recently recalled Brian Schlitter heating it up in the pen. Potential game-changing moment right here with McCutcheon up. John Lester has answered every call here today. Anytime the Pirates have put pressure on him, he's been able to work his way out of it.
Okay, so McCutcheon on deck. Very recently, Bill was hitting under 200, a guy who's used to being, 300 or above. Did you ever get off to like a terrible start 6 weeks in? You're 210 or something, and if so, what did you just keep telling yourself?
I would have shot myself. I'm not that long in the season. I was watching him the other day. He have leg problem, I think.
Right.
And, it's tough to hit without his legs. But at the end of the season, he's going to be right there. He's one of the best players in the league.
He's done a lot of damage in his career in this ballpark. In fact, he came in with the highest on-base percentage all time in this ballpark, 465 coming into today. And a vicious cut, strike one.
I was talking to Billy Williams. We were talking to him last time he was in here. They said it's the dreadlocks, though. You can't hit without them. You got to get them back.
Yeah. Dangerous spot here. 2 men on. Lester's 0-1. Foul back.
Yeah, and John Lester's still in this ball game because of the lengthy game yesterday when Joe Madden pretty much used everybody except for Phil Koch, and now Joe Madden's out and they got a trainer.
So they saw something they didn't like. So P.J. Mainville and Joe Madden is John Lester just kind of bent over at the waist. I don't know if maybe his back locked up.
Yeah, who knows? He might be cramping. Look at the sweat pouring off the bill of his hat.
Yeah, you worry about dehydration on a day like this for sure.
It's an unbelievable day. I thought it was going to get some rain today.
Let's see the reaction by Lester.
Maybe like a hamstring starting to cramp up on him or something.
Yeah. He's not going to come out of this game.
Well, the point I was going to make is because the bullpen was used and abused yesterday. Otherwise, Strope is probably in there or somebody else for this confrontation with McCutcheon. But it's part of the job description. If you're the #1 guy, the ace, after a tough day like yesterday, you got to go a little bit deeper.
Two strikes on McCutcheon. Good read by Harrison, so he'll get third on the wild pitch. Walker held. But that is textbook from Josh Harrison. Ball in the dirt, already had a big lead, go. With Bill Madlock.
Bill Madlock.
A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if you ever did back. Always root for the company. And if you don't win, it's a shame. Because there is 1, 2, 3 strikes out at the all ball game. Yeah, get the runs, Cubbies.
This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Who are you?
It's Barry.
Tuesday in the Quad Cities CW. Find the Quad Cities CW on channel 26.1, 4.2, and on these pay services.
Hi, it's Olivia from the B100 Morning Show with the latest flashback.
The team finds out that Dr. Wells is powering up the particle accelerator, putting the imprisoned metahumans in danger. Barry proposes to move them to the island of Lian Yu. In order to safely transport them through the city, Barry approaches Leonard Snart. Snart eventually agrees to help, but in return, he wants all of his records destroyed, which Barry agrees to. Using a semi fitted with a dampening field, they begin to transport the metahumans. All goes well until they get to the airport, when then the dampening field fails, allowing the metahumans to escape. It turns out Snart was behind the sabotage. While the team licks their wounds, the particle accelerator comes online. When Dr. Wells shows up, Barry goes to face him. Luckily, he is joined by the Arrow and Firestorm. They all team up to successfully defeat Dr. Wells. On the exciting season finale of The Flash, Barry tries to change the past to save his mom.
The Flash, Tuesdays at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland! I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
Weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Make your graduation famous with Famous Dave's Catering.
Game. I guess he drove this one right past Andrew McCutcheon. Oh, pretty pumped up. John Lester as he got out of that 7th inning.
I love the reaction. Talk about making a clutch pitch.
Archimedes Caminero and some more gas. 98 miles an hour.
Been able to keep the walks down. It's kind of kept him in the minor leagues for a number of years. Lack of control. Seem to have fixed that a little bit. A little mechanical tweak.
Jonathan Herrera off the bench for Lester. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One away.
It's your first alert weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Jerry Taft and meteorologist Cheryl Scott, only on ABC7 Eyewitness News.
So I'm taking some heat on Twitter for my tiny fan. This is my smallest fan. It may not look big, but it packs a punch. And if we have a fan that's too big, then it kind of makes noise.
Well, I got a big one at home. It'll make its way into the next homestand.
And I paid probably $3 for this fan, and it has never failed me.
You're not getting a lot of RPMs out of that right now, is it? You got it on low?
Yeah, it works. No, there's low, high. It's on and off. One and one to Russell. Enjoyed our convo with Bill Madlock. I should have been smarter than to realize that he probably never had a 6-week slump. You look at his batting record, and he was always a good average hitter in terms of that batting average. Three and one.
And next year, if we have him on, we'll ask him who the toughest pitcher he faced was, and he'll say Steve Carlton, despite the fact that you gave him the numbers to prove otherwise. It's one of those things that once it's in your head.
Ball 4 gets away from Stewart. Lester talking things over with Eric Hinsky, Anthony Rizzo. Both starters as advertised today.
Just a workmanlike effort from Lester here today. He gave up 9 hits. Plenty of base runners to deal with, but when he needed it, he was able to make a pitch.
So Brian Schlitter goes from pitching at AAA Iowa to playing setup man in the 8th today. Looks like he's the next guy in line after the starter Lester. Oh, so now I'm getting fan love on Twitter. Everybody said, oh, I've got that fan. It's great.
Cabanero throws hard, but he doesn't appear to be really quick to home plate. Might be able to steal a bag off him here. Love to pad that lead for Schlitter. Love to pad it for whoever were to come into the ball game, but Brian hasn't been in this situation very often. Protecting a lead in the 8th.
So as big a lead as Russell has taken today, he's been able to get back to first quite easily on these right-handers pickoff throws.
Yeah, and I guess that would be the question, because you don't want a guy getting too big of a lead where he's not comfortable with his break towards second base, that he's kind of cheating back to the bag all the time. That's the trade-off. You know, ideally, you've got that big, comfortable lead, and you still have your momentum heading towards second base. You're ready to go. But as to the conversation we had earlier about it, I'm with you. I think guys take too small of a lead. Especially for a base stealer, a guy who's got good wheels, who's looking to steal bases. The old thing was, step at a dive. Back to first base is where your lead should be. You're a would-be base stealer, and you're just taking a little shuffle and a step back to the base when the pitcher comes over. You're probably not taking a big enough lead.
Russell goes, and he's safe, and he's going to take third. So a couple of throwing errors on stolen bases by Chris Stewart today. 3 errors by the Pirates in all. And meantime, 3 and 2 on the hitter Fowler.
He stumbles a little bit on his way into second base, kind of breaks stride, but Gong not able to knock that ball down. Stewart gets charged with the air, but this is on the middle infielder. Got to keep that ball from going into center field.
It's his first career stolen base. And the infield has to come in. Fowler held, ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. And it's Chris Bryant. Double play depth up the middle. Gong the shortstop. Walker the second baseman.
Bryant gets the head out on one of these 98-mile-an-hour fastballs, this swing, the way this wind is blowing here today, he might hit it to Evanston.
He gets by. Here comes Russell. And the Cubs get an insurance run. It's 3-1.
Kind of coming unglued here in the bottom half of the seventh. Caminero all over the place. Stewart having a hard time holding him. Doesn't get down in time.
Fowler now at second, a run in and a 2-0 count on Bryant. Walker was trying to hold Fowler tight. No hits in the inning. 2 walks, stolen base, an error, and a wild pitch. That's a balk. Little lean by Caminero, and Fowler's going to take third. We're filling up baseball bingo here, aren't we? Walks, errors, stolen bases, walks.
The catcher's interference.
Watch the lean as he goes set.
Kind of drifts forward before stepping off. Started and stopped. That's a balk.
Ray Searage out. Bryant. All 4, he's on again. Anthony Rizzo. 3 walks in the inning. Rizzo 2 for 3, average up to 349.
The Antonio Bastardo's up in the pen for the Pirates. He had been up earlier. We're going to stick with Caminero here and hope that he could find some command.
Back. Bastardo. tag. He should be able to easily score. In fact, Marte won't even throw toward home. Cubs now lead by 3. Sac fly for Rizzo. Two runs without a hit here in the 7th.
All 4 of the Cubs runs have come home without a hit, right? Sac fly, fielder's choice, wild pitch, sac fly.
You're absolutely right. Good call. No run-scoring hits for the Cubs. Sometimes you need to find other ways. Castro with the go-ahead RBI in the very first inning. And then again in the 3rd. So he's got 2 go-ahead RBIs. Stewart has it, and that's it. But the Cubs had 2 key insurance runs. They lead 4-1 after 7.
My challenge? I don't have time to go back to school to get the skills I need for a career.
My challenge? I have bills, so I can't quit my job to go back to school.
Feeling life's challenges? Brown Mackey College could be your solution. Pick up the phone right now and call 1-866-302-3013. Representatives in your area are standing by now. Find out how taking 1 course a month can prepare you for a career in the healthcare, business, technology, or legal fields. Why wait? Call Brown Mackey College right now at 1-866-302-3013.
About saving her. At what cost? This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Oh my God.
Cannot be stopped. What did you do? He's being erased from existence.
Who are you?
It's me, Mom. It's Barry.
Tuesday at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
Take a look at the ESPN Chicago game summary. Cubs leading the Pirates 4-1. John Lester, pitcher of record for the Cubs, as they try to beat Garrett Cole for the first time. He's 6-0 lifetime. Cubs also looking to start this homestand 6-0. Haven't had a winning streak that long since 2011. Here's Brian Schlitter back from AAA Iowa.
So far the numbers for Brian here not good. Down in Iowa, he had a couple of saves in 6 appearances and an ERA of 0.
Marte the batter. muscles that one out into right center for a base hit.
Third hit of the day for Marte. Infield single, double to left, and now flips one out there to right center for his third hit. It's a pretty resilient bunch, coming back a couple different times yesterday.
And they were down 7-1 and 10-5 before eventually tying the game in the 9th inning. So second stint this year with the big league club for Schlitter. Chicago area native. His second stint with the Cubs, 2010, made his debut. And then 61 appearances last year. Brian went to Maine South High School in Park Ridge. Lined fair. Left field corner. Marte to third. Rick Sofield puts up his hands. He stops him. It's a double for Gung, and the Pirates doing what they did yesterday late.
Schlitter relies on a sinking fastball. He throws hard, 94, 95 miles an hour, but when he gets it up, he gets into trouble, and that's the case here. Elevated fastballs turn into line drives. For a sinker baller, four-seam guy would ride. That's maybe a pop-up or a swing-through, but two-seamer, you're trying to sink the ball, it stays up in the zone, quite often turns into a line drive.
So that'll be it for Schlitter. Phil Koch will come in to face Gregory Polanco when we return. 4-1 Cubs in the 8th.
To come up with a great answer,
shake your butt when you're happy.
You have to think different. Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Yes! My very own breasts! Find a whole new reality here on The Feud.
Weeknights at 6 on the Quad Cities CW. Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on.
Okay. Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised. Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
I feel kind of melancholy.
Melancholy.
I'm doing it! I'm flying! No!
I buried all my whoopee cushions in the backyard.
They're Springfield's biggest family, The Simpsons. Weekdays on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7 has been brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Ford, America's best-selling brand. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. And by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Well, never easy, is it? Cubs lead by 3, but the Pirates have the tying run at the plate here in the 8th inning with nobody out.
A big chance for Phil Koch to elevate his status down there in the Cubs bullpen. He's the only reliever that did not pitch in the ball game yesterday. Matter of fact, it's been a while. It's been a week since he pitched.
Well, you can't say that pretty much every guy down there hasn't had opportunities. Polanco's first plate appearance today, and he takes a strike. Did not start the game. Came into play right in the 6th inning. He walked in his final 4 plate appearances yesterday and had the defensive gaffe, the slip and right to end the game. Bounce back to Koch. And he'll get the out at first. Runners hold. 1 out.
It'd be one and done for Koch. Joe Madden bouncing out of the dugout. Marte had a notion and wisely slammed on the brakes.
Koch to Mott. When we return, still 4-1.
Rashida Jones, Andy Samberg.
I am going on a date.
Oh, that's great.
This?
Please don't cry again.
Celeste and Jesse Forever.
Monday in the Quad Cities CW.
Hi, I'm Todd Allen with 101.3 KISS FM with the latest entry from Jane's Journal.
Well, while hanging out with Michael, Jane starts to have contractions. They rush to the hospital, but it turns out to be false labor. While there, Raphael and Michael have a confrontation, and Jane becomes irate with both of them. Raphael confesses that he made a mistake breaking up with her, but Jane doesn't accept it. The next day, while riding home on the bus, Jane has labor pains again. The passengers insist she be taken to the hospital. She ends up being in labor all night long, but it gives Jane and Raphael time to come to terms. The next morning, Jane gives birth to a beautiful boy. Later, Petra learns that one of Raphael's sperm samples still exists. When she goes to tell him, she overhears him saying he wants nothing to do with her, so she goes and gets the sample herself. Then a nurse tells Jane she needs to take the baby for testing, but she ends up giving him to Sinrostro instead. Be sure to see what happens next when Jane the Virgin returns this fall.
Brought to you by KISS FM and the Quad Cities CW.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland!
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
Weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Hey, Cub fans, if you miss any of today's action, ABC7 will be rebroadcasting each one of their Cubs matchups on the Live Well Network. This afternoon's encore of the Pirates versus Cubs will be aired in its entirety beginning at 7 p.m. on ABC7's digital channel 7.2. And the following cable channel positions listed there.
Schlitter gave up a single and a double. Koch got Polanco on a comebacker. Mott came in to face Rodriguez, but it's going to be Pedro Alvarez instead.
Alvarez, a very dangerous weapon off the bench this afternoon for Clint Hurdle. We've been using him to pinch a couple of times this year, 0 for 2.
Marte is at third. Gung, the runner, at second. 1 out. And here we go. Strike 1.
Backdoor cutter there to get started. Big fella got into one yesterday.
And it was 3 hits. Home run in the 4th inning. Outside, Travis Wood is up in the Cubs bullpen. I saw him off the bench as a pinch hitter yesterday. We may see him out of the bullpen today. Bounced foul.
Mott threw just 10 pitches in the ball game yesterday. Faced 2 hitters, was not effective, excuse me. Allowed a couple of hits, a couple of runs. One of them was a long ball.
One and 2. Here it comes. It's high. And this is not an in-between start side session for Travis Wood. He's ready if needed in the bullpen. In tight. 3 and 2.
Tried to get him to chase high, then tried to crowd him with a fastball. Alvarez showing good discipline.
Swing and a miss. For strike 3 and out number 2 here in the 8th.
Lost his discipline, didn't he? Went way out of the strike zone to try to get this pitch. Mott misses his spot by about 1.5 feet. But Alvarez can't help himself. And Madden piecing it together here. Both gets one. Mott punches out Alvarez. We'll see if he can get Stewart.
Strike 1 on Stewart.
John Lester's ability to go 7 innings today allows Joe Madden the flexibility to work this inning the way he has. Doesn't have to cover as many outs from the bullpen.
'98. '98. 1 and 2.
Adrenaline.
In the air. Soler's got it. And the inning is over. Still 4-1.
Rashida Jones, Andy Samberg.
I am going on a date.
Oh, that's great.
This?
Please don't cry again.
Celeste and Jesse Forever.
Monday in the Quad Cities CW.
Hi, I'm Todd Allen with 101.3 KISS FM with the latest entry from Jane's Journal.
Well, while hanging out with Michael, Jane starts to have contractions. They rush to the hospital, but it turns out to be false labor. While there, Raphael and Michael have a confrontation, and Jane becomes irate with both of them. Raphael confesses that he made a mistake breaking up with her, but Jane doesn't accept it. The next day, while riding home on the bus, Jane has labor pains again. The passengers insist she be taken to the hospital. She ends up being in labor all night long, but it gives Jane and Raphael time to come to terms. The next morning, Jane gives birth to a beautiful boy. Later, Petra learns that one of Raphael's sperm samples still exists. When she goes to tell him, she overhears him saying he wants nothing to do with her, so she goes and gets the sample herself. Then a nurse tells Jane she needs to take the baby for testing, but she ends up giving him to Sinrostro instead. Be sure to see what happens next when Jane the Virgin returns this fall.
Brought to you by KISS FM and the Quad Cities CW.
Next 2.5 Men, Judith and Herb's marriage is a mess.
Judith must be devastated. Alan, you got a little evil on your face.
So Jake moves to Malibu.
What's this I hear about little Lord Skidmark coming to live here full time?
I'm sure if we all pull together, you'll hardly even notice he's here.
Yeah, pull this.
And Charlie's got to pay.
You and me got to have a conversation. Nice talking to you.
Next 2.5 Men.
Monday at 9 on the Quad Cities CW.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland!
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
Weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at our Ford upcoming schedule. Next 3 games. One more here on the homestand. The Pirates and the Cubs get after it tomorrow afternoon at 1. And then off to the coast for a series with the Padres. Monday's an off day. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against San Diego.
Alvarez, after pinch hitting, will stay in and play first. Antonio Bastardo will work here in the bottom of the 8th. This came off the paternity list yesterday. And then got Chris Bryant out to end the 4th in game 1.
Bastardo, a finesse type left-hander, does not throw hard. Pretty good changeup.
Facing left-handed hitting Chris Coughlin, and he sends one high in the air to center and caught by McCutcheon. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Don't miss all the excitement this season at Wrigley Field. After tomorrow's series finale with the Pirates, the Cubs will head west for a 6-gamer, and then they're back here at Wrigley Field for the start of a 6-game homestand on Memorial Day. Make sure you plan ahead. Go to Cubs.com and get your seats today. Soler with 2 hits. His average has gone up 9 points this afternoon. So it'll be a pinch hitter, and then the top of the Pirates order in the 9th inning. And might it be a save situation for Travis Wood? Joe Madden's the manager here, JD, yeah. So we know anything's possible. Yeah. And as I said, Wood is available today in the pen.
Rondon is getting up now as well.
Okay. So maybe if they add on, we could see Travis. You waited it out. You didn't have to answer.
Well, I'm looking at my book to see who's available and what moves Hurdle might pull here. Just has Cervelli left on the bench, right?
Yep. He's used 3 of the 4 guys available. Now, benches are short with the bullpen additions for these 2 teams, and Soler just got plunked.
Slider running across the top of the strike zone just keeps pouring in on Soler. Whacks him on that front leg.
Strike to David Ross. Swing and a miss. Vincent Bastardo off the paternity list. He a new baby boy, Byron, born on Monday. One thumped into center for David Ross. 2 on, 1 out.
Bastardo does a lot of work up in the strike zone with his fastball. He's got some deception, and he's more of a finesse type guy. He doesn't light up the radar gun, but he has a decent velocity, so you got to get him down. He's a little easier to hit when that ball is down. That's a great look. Ross really squared that one up.
Wellington Castillo now to pinch hit for Mott. They're going to extras in St. Louis. Tigers and Cardinals are tied at 3. Here it's 4-1 Cubs in the 8th. They're trying to add on.
Elements were favorable to the hitters today, except for the fact that there were 2 really good starting pitchers on the mound. Cole and Lester did their thing, so it's been a tight, low-run game for the most part. Then Caminero really sloppy out of the pen last inning. Cubs able to tack a couple on without a hit.
One and two.
Big crowd's been into this game. Been some big moments, big pitches made with runners on base.
Strike three, got him. So 2 outs. 10th Cub batter to strike out in this one.
Started living on the edge. Painted that outside corner.
Too high to Russell. I haven't looked. Has Rondon been really airing it out?
I
just
haven't
playing
seen
catch. I thought he was just kind of tossing while Wood looks to be ready.
It may be emergency only for Rondon today. It might be, 3-run lead. Let's see how far Travis can go, and if he needs to be bailed out, then give Rondon the ball.
The 2-0 is a strike.
Rondon has worked 3 days in a row. 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually thrown a pitch off the rubber yet. I think he's just kind of soft tossed. Just trying to get his arm a little bit loose. Two and two.
Maybe Joe Madden has no intention of using him. He's decoying Woody, saying, I got your back. I got one more behind you if need be.
Cubs strand a couple, so we go to the ninth. 4-1. Here comes Travis Wood.
This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Who are you?
It's Barry.
Tuesday in the Quad Cities CW. Tuesday.
Who's that?
Rebecca Hinton, a journalist / raging alcoholic. You did hear me say she was an alcoholic.
You're donezo.
Why can't I figure this out?
You'd think with all the drinking, you'd be incredibly sharp. You're drunk.
You're drunk.
iZombie. Tuesday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.
Attention all parents of boys who have taken the drug Risperdal. The medication Risperdal, approved to treat bipolar disorder, ADHD, irritability associated with autism, and other behavior disorders, has been linked to abnormal weight gain and breast tissue growth in boys, also known as gynecomastia. Males who develop gynecomastia are often required to undergo corrective surgical procedures, and many patients suffer emotional trauma in addition to the physical pain and suffering. If your son was prescribed Risperdal and was diagnosed with gynecomastia after taking the medication, you should call Parleman Law Firm to learn the legal options against the drug's manufacturer. Let our experienced legal team fight for the compensation and justice you deserve. Your claim may have time-sensitive criteria, so contact us now to see if you are eligible for a Risperdal lawsuit.
Contact the attorneys of Parleman Law Firm at 1-800-921-0681 for a free and confidential legal consultation. That's 1-800-921-0681.
Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Find a whole new reality here on The Feud.
Weeknights at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 10 on the Quad Cities CW.
Make your graduation famous with Famous Dave's Catering.
On purpose. Okay. Well, Travis Wood made 3 relief appearances as a minor leaguer with the Reds. 4 in the majors, all with Cincinnati in 2011. Hector Rondon now really cranking it up in the Cubs bullpen as Wood comes in a safe situation with a 3-run lead facing pinch hitter Francisco Cervelli.
Curveball to get started. Yeah, this is interesting. Travis Wood has made 131 major league starts. He's spent a lot of time on that mound, but it's a different feel when you're handed the ball in the 9th inning.
Drilled deep the other way, but Soler will get it. I tell you, you mentioned earlier it felt like the ball was really carrying. I think that's changed here the last hour or so.
Yeah, I think it's swirling more because we could feel it here in the booth a little bit more here in the later innings. Got off to a good start in that ball game on Thursday, but the final numbers not pretty. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, allowed 3 long ones.
He's had a tough go of it here his last few starts. A 304 in 4 April starts. Much different in May. 3 starts at 10.13 earned run average. 15 earned runs and 13 in the 3rd innings. Two and 1. The plate inside.
Dan Quisenberry once said a manager uses his bullpen the way a gangster in an old movie uses his revolver. He fires all the bullets. When he runs out of those, he throws the gun at the guy. That's exactly what's gone on here. Yep. Madden, desperate times call for desperate measures. Chance for Travis Wood to make a big contribution here.
There's been speculation about Tsuyoshi Wada. He's nearing coming off the disabled list. His last start coincided with Woods. So we'll see what happens down the road. But for today, Travis Wood playing closer. Castro back of short. 2 down.
Yeah, and I've always said, the save is an overrated stat. I think you agree with me on that one.
Yes.
Not all saves are created equal. And you feel like any major league pitcher should be able to go in and get 3 outs before the other team gets 3 runs. But having said that, when you haven't been in this position before, I mean, that heart's got to be pounding pretty hard.
And how about those 2 big runs without a hit to add some insurance? How enormous were those in the 7th?
Oh, yeah. To provide this little breathing room.
Kolk and Mott. Yeoman's work to get out of that 8th inning. And now Travis Wood here in the 9th. Fowler has it. Cubs win. A chance for a perfect homestand if they can win tomorrow. And Travis Wood with a poker face, but he's got to feel pretty good today as he notches the save. The first of his life, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever had one at the lower levels, but, no nonsense stuff out there today. Attacked the strike zone, did his thing, got him to put it in play. Fairly routine 1-2-3 finish to this ball game.
So the Cubs have won 6 in a row. The Pirates have dropped 4 straight, and high fives all around. That was a team effort this afternoon. Even some chest bumps from the manager. Final score, Cubs 4, Pirates 1. We'll be back.
A green Chevy pre-driven deal so great, it'll leave you speechless. Chevy. So great, it'll leave you speechless.
Green, gotta go to green.
This is important news for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Talcum powder may have caused your ovarian cancer. According to many studies, long-term use of talcum powder in products such as baby powder or shower-to-shower for feminine hygiene is linked directly to ovarian cancer. If you have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using baby powder or shower-to-shower products containing talcum powder, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. According to testimony in court, a leading baby powder company knew decades ago about the link between their baby powder and ovarian cancer, but failed to warn women of the danger. If you are an ovarian cancer victim, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using talcum powder, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Peter explains where all things come from.
Over millions of years, evolution took its course. Of course, I'm obligated by the state of Kansas to present the church's alternative to the theory of evolution.
Next, Family Guy. Monday at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
So the Cubs now 6-0 on this homestand. Swept the Mets in 4 games. They've won the first 2 against the Pirates in this series. John Lester now still unbeaten in the month of May, and the Cubs finally beat Garrett Cole for the first time. Travis Wood gets the save in the 9th. Time now for our Hyundai play of the game. We're going to go with Addison Russell's defense, helping out his pitcher, John Lester.
Yeah, great footwork as he read that ball off the bat and then a perfectly timed leap to haul it in. He turned a real nice double play earlier in the ball game as well. Addison Russell settling in comfortably there at second base.
The ace pumped up. 4-1 Cubs, your final.
To come up with a great answer,
shake your butt when you're happy.
You have to think different. Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Yes! Yes! My very own breast!
Find a whole new reality here on The Feud.
Weeknights at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Oh, it's on, and it's on now at Green Buick GMC. We challenge anyone to beat our lowest prices on over 800 vehicles to you, like $11,000 off MSRP on 2015 GMC Sierra Crew Cabs with pt2 package, or lease a 2015 4x4 double cab for just $389 a month with 0 down. Get 0% financing on new GMCs, plus we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. You just can't buy the wrong car at Green Buick GMC. It's our guarantee. You gotta go to Green.
Green, gotta go to green.
Hi, it's Olivia from the B100 Morning Show with the latest flashback.
The team finds out that Dr. Wells is powering up the particle accelerator, putting the imprisoned metahumans in danger. Barry proposes to move them to the island of Lian Yu. In order to safely transport them through the city, Barry approaches Leonard Snart. Snart eventually agrees to help, but in return, he wants all of his records destroyed, which Barry agrees to. Using a semi fitted with a dampening field, they begin to transport the metahumans. All goes well until they get to the airport, when then the dampening field fails, allowing the metahumans to escape. It turns out Snart was behind the sabotage. While the team licks their wounds, the particle accelerator comes online. When Dr. Wells shows up, Barry goes to face him. Luckily, he is joined by the Arrow and Firestorm. They all team up to successfully defeat Dr. Wells. On the exciting season finale of The Flash, Barry tries to change the past to save his mom.
The Flash, Tuesdays at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
Discover marvels on the Mississippi River in the Quad Cities.
We support tourism and the Quad Cities Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Next 2.5 Men, Judith and Herb's marriage is a mess.
Judith must be devastated. Alan, you got a little evil on your face.
So Jake moves to Malibu.
What's this I hear about little Lord Skidmark coming to live here full time?
I'm sure if we all pull together, you'll hardly even notice he's here.
Yeah, pull this.
And Charlie's got to pay.
You and me got to have a conversation. Nice talking to you.
Next 2.5 Men.
Monday at 9 on the Quad Cities CW.
Back here at Wrigley Field, Cubs a 4-1 winner. I know it's early to check on the standings, but Tigers with a run in the 10th. So if the Cardinals don't come back, Cubs could be within 3 in the NL Central. Our next WLS Channel 7 telecast of Cubs baseball will be Sunday, May 31st, when the Cubs host the defending American League champion Kansas City Royals. Our broadcast time 1 Central. Once again, our final score today, the Cubs 4, Pirates 1. For Jim Deshays and our entire ABC7 crew here at Wrigley Field, I'm Len Casper. Thanks for watching Cubs baseball.
Update your status. Upgrade it. When you're ready, call 866-KAPLAN-5 or visit upgrade.kaplan.edu. We'll be with you every step of the way. Make a U-turn. Kaplan University.
I've dreamed my whole life about saving her.
At what cost? This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Oh my God.
It cannot be stopped. What did you do?
He's being erased from existence.
Who are you?
It's me, Ma. It's Barry.
Tuesday at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
Attention women, this is an important medical alert. Have you or a loved one experienced harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant used to repair pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence? Complications from transvaginal mesh implants include debilitating pain, bleeding, infections, urinary problems, painful intercourse, erosion, removal of the mesh, and can require additional surgery. Over 80,000 complications have been reported. In April 2014, a transvaginal mesh manufacturer agreed to pay $830 million for injuries caused by the implant. If you or a loved one suffered harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant used to repair pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence, then you may be entitled to compensation. However, there are time deadlines to file your claim.
Call the Law Office of Parliament and Associates immediately at 1-800-946-3237 to speak with one of our experienced attorneys. Our lawyers will evaluate your claim and advise you of your legal options. Call 1-800-946-3237.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland!
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek. And there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
Weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 10 on the Quad Cities CW.
Make your graduation famous with Famous Dave's Catering.
For you, bronze package. Triple the price, doubles the contract.
You want a big muscle?
You want a big muscle?
I make your little muscle into big muscle.
Say no to gym intimidation. Say yes to Planet Fitness. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Defending you against high prices, it's Green Family Hyundai's Green Light. With over 400 discounted vehicles and 0 for 75 months. Drive a new 2015 Sonata, only $199 a month, or $4,000 off MSRP on all in stock. Or get a new 38 MPG Sonata Eco for only $229 a month. Greenlight crushes the competition with his secret weapon that'll save you thousands. Stay tuned to find out at Green Family Hyundai. You gotta go green.
Get ready, get set, play at the 2015 25th Annual Quad Cities Senior Olympics, July 1st through 6th at Augustana College in Rock Island. To find out more, go to qcseniorolympics.org or call 309-786-1677.
Come see us at Bruce's Furniture, where you'll be surprised at our quality, selection, and price. Bruce's Furniture, family owned and operated with the Quad City's largest in-stock inventory. Quality home furnishings from our family to yours. Come visit us across from the Call Ballroom in downtown Davenport.
What happens if you don't go to iWireless?
No.
You're promised unlimited data. Only to wake up to this guy. Right now, family of 4 with double the 4G data is only $100. iWireless. No asterisks, no regrets.